separate. Now let me explain that to you. If you're here, the average person that comes to this country is an immigrant. You work hard. You're hard work. I'm hard work background. I was a bricklayer. Hard work. Concrete block and brick, hard work. And when I went and worked for 10 hours, I got paid. Now, that money, that little bit of money that they paid me, represented my life that I laid down working 10 hours. Now, my physical was turned into money. You follow what I'm saying? They didn't give me money free. I had to work for it. And I had to give my life for it. Because when I was through working, I was one day older. I had sold them a day of my life for the money. You follow? But now watch. Now watch. This money is sacred money. It represents my life. What's more precious to you than your life? Now, in this form, I can only be one place working. But in my financial form, I can go other places. Because this morning, in Managua, Nicaragua, 250 little children had breakfast with Sister Patty and I. Every morning we feed 250 children in Managua, Nicaragua, breakfast. But we don't go there ourselves. We send our spiritual self. We send our spiritual self. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? When you work for that money is sacred. That money represents your life. You're 1 year older with that money. And now it's special. You see what I'm saying? And when you mix it with your prayer, it goes up before God, which God sees mine. He worked so many hours for that. That's his life. He's giving his life in this prayer that he's making. If you can understand that your finances are so important to God, and they're important to God because he knows how hard you worked for them. He knows how many hours. He knows why your hands are not smooth like the lady you work for's hands. He knows. You find. He knows why you're tired at night and fall immediately asleep. You don't need sleeping pills. You're asleep because you work hard. You understand? Now, when you say, God, I mix my money with my request, God looks, it's important to God. Do you follow? You follow? Your money is not sinful. Your money is sacred. Your money is your life. Your money is time that you spend. So when you come, the offering plate comes to the church. It's a holy moment. It's not this carnal moment. Well, we have to stop and take the offering. No, don't do that to my offering, because when I put that in that offering plate, I put my life. I'm not putting little pieces of paper. I'm putting my life in that offering plate. I'm putting my life in that offering plate. Do you understand that? Are you catching that? I've been praying for half a year about today and tomorrow and New Year's night. I've been praying that I can have people here that understand that when they work so hard for their money, that it's important to God. All the angels step back. Wow. A memorial, come prayer. This woman needs a car. This man needs money for a vacation. This family needs another bedroom. You cannot keep all these children in one bedroom. We need another bedroom. God, we send up our memorial prayer. We mix our giving and our praying together. And it becomes extremely important to God. The first Gentile that was chosen to hear the gospel, he was chosen because of his memorial prayer. When his praying and his giving came together. Are we learning?
Yes.
All right, I've said, God, if I have to take one point only and teach it, I'll teach only one point. But I must have breakthrough where the people begin to understand that that money that goes in that offering plate, that it is extremely, extremely important. Now, let's go to another one. You know that the Jews were not allowed to go in the house with the Gentiles. Are we understanding? A Jew would not come in the door of a Gentile's house. No, can't go in. No, against rules. Cannot go in a Gentile's house. Do we understand that? Is that pretty well understood? Jews and Gentiles were not supposed to mix. Jews were supposed to stay away from Gentiles. But there was a time when a Gentile needed Jesus to come to his house. He had a servant that was dying, and he wanted the servant healed. Okay? He wanted that servant healed. Now, what did he do? He called some priests together and said, I must have Jesus come to my house. Let's get into a scripture, Luke 7, 2 through 6. Luke 7, 2 through 6. Hey, beautiful. And a certain Centurions Servant, who was dear unto him, was sick and ready to die. And when he heard of Jesus, he sent unto them the elders of the Jews, beseeching him that he would come and see his servant. Now listen to the 4th verse. And when they came to Jesus, they besought him, instantly saying that he's worthy for whom you should do this, for he loved our nation and has built us a synagogue. The first thing they do, they said, Jesus, this guy is serious. He built us a synagogue. And they mixed the two together and said they need him. They need you to come to the house. He needs you to come heal his servant. And before you say no, his giving is involved. They involved his giving. They said, he built us a synagogue. He's a giver. Look at the next verse. Then Jesus went with them. Then Jesus went with them. You see, when a person's giving is right, protocol must follow. Is the word protocol understood? Rules, regulations, all favor comes. Doors are opened when the finances are involved, because it's not little sheets of paper. It's your life. It's your life. Your money is your life. And what is more precious than life? When offerings are taken, it's not little pieces of paper. It's not little green slips of paper. It's measure of your life. A measure of your life goes in that offering plate. That is sacred. That is sacred, that you give a piece of your life to God. This man built a synagogue. And when his servant was sick and he needed Jesus to come to his house, they said, look, he built us a synagogue. You got to go. Then Jesus went with them. Now, I'm 83, going to be 84. And one of these days I won't be here. But the Indonesian church will be here in America. But it'll either be a poor church or it'll be a great, powerful, rich church. And it's going to be powerful and rich because you will understand biblical economics. because you will become lawyers. Your children will become dentists. Your children will become presidents. Your children will become captains of industry. You're going to handle big money. Indonesia is a big money country, but it's in the wrong hands. The wrong people have it over there, so you got to get out of there, get somewhere where things are fair. But watch. I'm going to be gone in a few years, but this church is going to be here. And it can have 100 churches across America. 1,000 churches across America. But will there be poor churches? Will there be weak little churches? Or will there be churches that understand that finances open doors? Finances buy buildings. Finances buy chairs. Finances buy carpet. Finances turn the lights on. A poor church will be a home church. But you have to break through here. You're out of the homes. You're in your own building. You're in your own building. And you have a great preacher. And you have a great staff of workers. And you're a great people. Listen, I speak to tens of thousands of people. Why am I back here with you? Why am I back here? I know how many people you have. I've seen it the first time, the second time. Here's the third time. I'm here because a whole nation of coming immigrants and seeds out of your loins are going to depend on you building a strong church. Not a poor church, a rich church. A church debt-free. Debt-free church. Now, you want to know how to get debt-free your house? Get a church debt-free. Whatever good thing you cause to happen for somebody else, God will cause that same thing to happen for you. It's so simple. It's just, even farmers understand it better than church members. Because farmers just take the seed and put it in the ground. And they believe it's coming up. Christians are, I don't know theology. What about so-and-so? What about what this preacher teaches? Oh, TBN says this, blah, 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 blah. The Bible says it's simple. It's a farmer can understand it. You put the seed in the ground, you put the water on it, and you wait, and the tree will come, and the apples will come, and they'll keep coming. Are you beginning to grasp this? Now, I'm teaching you things that people don't teach. They just don't teach it. But that doesn't mean that it's not true. Let's look at another one. We got time for another one? You got time for another one? Yes. Okay, let's go and look at another one. I'm going to give you two more, and then we're going to be done. I'm going to keep you all morning. All right, let's go to 1 Kings 18 and 23 and 24. Elijah has declared that there will be a drought. No rain. No rain. 3.5 years, no rain. Now he's coming together with the priests of Baal. He's coming with the priests of Baal. And he is going to have whichever God answers by fire, that's going to be the God that we serve. You remember the story? But we look at it a little closer. It says, 23rd verse, let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut in pieces and lay it on the wood and put on fire under, and I will dress another bullock and lay it on the wood and lay the wood under. Are we on the same verse? We're on the right verse. And call ye upon the name of your God, and I will call the name of the Lord, and the God that answered by fire, let him and all the people, let him be God. And all the people said, yes, it's that way. Now, let's go a little bit further. Now, when you come to 1 Kings 18:31 through 35, 18:31 through 35, should be coming up on the screen. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, and whom the Lord was saying, Israel shall be thy name. 32nd verse. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench about the altar as great as it contained 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid it on the wood. and said, fill 4 barrels with water and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. 4 barrels of water. Say 4 barrels of water. 4 barrels of water. And he said, do it again. Do it a second time. Say, do it again. Say it with me. Do it again. And he did it a second time. And he said, do it again a third time. Do it again. And they did it the third time. The water ran around about 12 barrels of water on the altar. Why put 12 barrels of water on the altar? Why 12 barrels of water on the altar? You can read all the theological books you want. They don't answer. It's wild. Why all of that? Here's the reason. You remember what he had said? He said there's going to be an abundance of rain. There's going to be an abundance of rain. He said the 3.5-year drought is going to be over. So the fire comes down, licks up the water, everything, and the priests are slain, and everybody thinks that's the end of that. Forget about it. No, 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 no. He's now up and he's saying, go look and see if there's a cloud. Do you remember that? Go look and see if there's a cloud. And the board comes back one time and says, no cloud, sir. Go back and look again. He went back up, comes back, no cloud. He says, go again. 7 times. Now, everybody's teaching how great the faith of Elijah is. 7 times. And now finally, oh, there's like a little man's hand, a cloud. No. It wasn't about faith. It was about seed. I'll read it to you now. Watch this. Whatever man sows. Remember that? Galatians 6:7. Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever man sows, that shall he reap. Whatsoever man sows, that shall he reap. What did he sow? He sowed bullocks, but he also sowed 12 barrels of water. 12 barrels of water. Because he wanted rain. He wanted rain. And whatever you sow is what you reap. Do you follow that? If you sow to the wind, you reap the whirlwind. That's the way wild, crazy people's, Friday night crazy people. They sow to the wind and everything's gone. But now he wanted rain. And if he's going to have rain, he's going to sow water. And 12 barrels of water. And the rain comes, and it is a rain that finishes the drought. The drought is stopped. Principle of biblical economics. Whatever man sows, that shall he also reap. Also another. Luke 6:38. Luke 6:38. Give, and it shall be given unto you. What is it? Whatever you gave. Give, and the thing you gave will be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give into your bosom. Have you picked that up? Isn't that amazing? Why no one ever mentions that? Why don't we mention that? Because the church doesn't really realize how sacred your money is. How sacred sowing and reaping is. Can you imagine in the middle of a 3.5-year drought, 12 barrels of water? 12 barrels of water just poured out. People must have been screaming and running and saying, the pastor's gone crazy. We've got to stop him. He's poured 12 barrels of water. What he wanted was a rainstorm. And if you want to sow little, if you want to reap little, you sow little. But if you want to reap big, you sow big. Because if you put one seed in the ground, you get one sprig of wheat. But if you put 1,000,000 seeds in the ground, you get 1,000,000 sprigs of wheat.